can see that the exhibits are not put in proper exhibit bags and accounted for. And you are just comfortable leaving things as they are and saying, I have no further part to play in this. Are you not supposed to be responsible for ensuring that your members comply with the prescripts, especially the National Instruction of 2017, and that before you leave Port Shepstone, the exhibits are properly accounted for, they are properly put in proper bags, and they are properly stored? Because according to your evidence, as you left that day, you knew that the prescripts were not being complied with.
It is, hence they were told to come back. Remember, we took, the keys were taken. And then the next day they were told to go back and bag the exhibits.
I did not want to interrupt you. I'm talking about the day in question. You are there. You know that the exhibits are there. You know that nobody has gone to Port Shepstone Police Station. You know that nobody has sourced exhibit bags to properly store these exhibits. And you leave the Port Shepstone office with that knowledge, aware that your members have not complied with the prescripts. To say on a later occasion they were told to do it, to me it's not acceptable. Because if they were supposed to do that, they should have done it on the day. Nothing stopped you from giving an instruction on the day to say, go to the Port Shepstone Police Station, make sure that there's a proper entry at that station. While I'm here and I can see that there are no exhibit bags, let me make phone calls to make sure that proper bags are obtained, these exhibits are properly bagged, and they are done in accordance with the prescripts. At some point, people at your level have to take responsibility for these things.
I hear, Commissioner.
And you accept that you did not ensure that that was done.
It was not done, Commissioner.
And is that another oversight on your part?
It will be, Commissioner. Yeah. But I had my superior with me as well. But I guess it's also another oversight on me.
Yeah. And what bothers me with DPCI, this happened in 2021. And only now in June 2026, we get told that you have been suspended for your part in all of this. It seems like DPCI does not take action when prescripts are disregarded and people don't do what they are supposed to do. And that's a general comment. You don't need to comment to that, but I thought it's something I should say because I know they are watching and they might, going forward, attend to what I'm raising with you. It bothers me that it's 5 years later and only now they appear to be taking action. Commissioner Ballard.
No, DPCI needs to be disbanded. It is way too compromised. Anyway, let's keep listening.
Brigadier, the keys to the safe, we've had evidence that there is someone called an exhibits clerk or something.
That's correct.
Is that correct? So does it mean in this case, and that would be someone at Port Shepstone Police Station, if things were done properly?
Yes.
That person should have held these keys.
No, the keys for Port Shepstone DPCI will be held at Port Shepstone.
So they should not be at head office?
No.
Okay. And so by taking the keys, General Senona effectively became the exhibit clerk, took the place of the exhibit clerk?
Yes.
That's what it means?
Yes.
Okay. So this is another area of non-compliance with how things should have been done, that the keys did not remain with the exhibit clerk at Port Shepstone DPCI. You accept that?
Cutouts have been prepared, as you can
Now,
see from the
when you
photograph there. And then you can show the cutout.
Thank you.
do they say whether it's being used where they're storing drugs again?
No, they say that the lock doesn't work now, so it's not locked. It's used in a situation where it doesn't
The
require.
repair work doesn't look all that impressive.
It does that.
Maybe just to avoid any confusion, it's not suggested this was the mechanism. We don't know that yet, the inside locking mechanism.
No, no.
Okay.
Senona even mentioned the actual
Measurement.
thickness, yeah. I said what? Was it what?
The next one.
And then lastly, Brigadier, at the end of this process, we must make findings and recommendations. And I raised two issues with you earlier, and you conceded that there was an oversight on your part. The first one was your failure to inquire with the other police stations, especially in Durban, whether they had storage capacity on the 22nd of June. And then the more serious one, which is you and General Senona arrive at Port Shepstone, and you can clearly see that the prescripts are being violated, the way the exhibits are being handled, the way they are being stored, and your failure to take action against members who reported to you on the day. So you allow this culture where people don't comply with the prescripts, and for 5 years you do nothing about it, and people continue doing the same thing over and over again. And it creates this culture where prescripts are just there on paper, nobody complies with them, and people do as they please. And seniors at your level don't do anything about it. They don't take action against those officers. I consider those two to be quite serious, and I want to hear from you in conclusion what your position is on what I've just said, because at the end of the day, we must make recommendations, and we need to deal with these issues in the recommendations. So very briefly, is there anything you want to say on the two issues I've raised with you where you considered that there was oversight on your part?
Commissioners, I can't change what has happened. Only thing I can say, I'm sorry to you and the nation.
Not to me, to the nation.
To the nation.
Because these drugs end up in our communities, unfortunately.
Yes.
That this one would have had.
Thank you, Chair.
Because
Just
this one doesn't
last
say
thing
that the
is
allegations were
photographs
ever
and the-
tested. As far as we can see, the complainant was never located. And for all you know, that email, the complainant may not even exist. It could have just been an attempt to move him, get him to be moved from SANEP, because he was doing a good job, which is what he was saying, that he was stepping on toes and that is why he was being moved.
Sure. I can't answer.
Well, you must answer it because you're the author of this document. This document comes a year after he's been moved from SANEP. So for a year, you don't have one of your most effective investigators on drug busts. And you are okay with that, and you prepare a note, which ultimately the outcome is that a disciplinary hearing
to
has
buy
already been
a warrant
had.
of,
He's been found
Sanders,
guilty of not
coffee machine,
disclosing that he's a
and
member of a
coffee
shooting
beans.
club and that he gets a verbal warning.
I just want to check.
But for now, I just want to find out, because you say in your statement that the investigation was finalized in March 2025. By investigation, you mean the investigation emanating from the 5 February 2024 email. Is that the investigation you're referring to?
Yes, I'm referring to the whole investigation regarding the letter the email that was received.
Yes. So if I understand what you're saying is that email is received, an investigation is conducted, you can't get hold of the complainant, but in the course of the investigation, you uncover whoever's investigating uncovers that there is this non-compliance where he hasn't declared his directorship in the shooting club. A disciplinary hearing is held, he's found guilty, and his sanction is a verbal warning. That's the sum total of it.
Yes.
Okay. And then why does he not get moved back to Seneb at the end of this investigation?
After this last letter, it is then that we moved it. But
Sorry, Brigadier, we can't hear you. Just move
I
closer
said
to the
after
mic.
this letter that the commission has, it is then that we move him to EPR on the instruction by General Senona.
Yes, but my question is, why is he not moved back to Seneb?
It was a decision by the provincial head that he does not go to SANAP, he must go to EPR, and I complied.
Do you know why?
I think his reasoning were based on this, but on this email, plus the other one that came on the 2022, that's all I can think of. Because I went to him and I said, let's take this member back. And he said to me, it's fine, but he must go to SANAP. Excuse me,
To
economic,
EPR.
yeah, EPR, protected resources.
Did you ask him for Warrant Officer Sander to go back to Seneb? Did you ask General Senona for Warrant Officer Sander to go back to Seneb? It's very specific.
No, I said, when I say the member must go back, because he was from SANAP, so I meant that he must go back to SANAP. And then he said to me, no, he must go to EPR. And then I communicated that with Sander.
Did General Senona give you a reason as to why he can go to EPR but not to Seneb?
No,
And you
I
didn't
didn't ask him to.
Okay.
I complied.
Now, you know that Warrant Officer Sander says it's because he was stepping on toes, because he was making all those drug busts. Do you have a comment on that?
I heard him saying that. I have no comment on that.
You must also have heard him say that he laid complaints against certain officers about loss of exhibits. And he placed a document before us, and he said you were aware, those were addressed to you.
Yes.
And as far as he's aware, only action was taken against only the one person, and nothing was done about the other officers, who included Colonel Jacob and other names that I don't remember. And he gave that as part of the reasons why he had been treated the way that he was, following this complaint that didn't go anywhere. Do you care to comment about that? You received the complaint. What did you do about it? Why did you not do anything about it if you did not?
Maybe if I look at the complaint, because I know there were a lot of DRs that were open there in that office.
DR is what?
It's a disciplinary regulation. We call it, when we discipline a member, it's called a DR.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're saying based on his reports or his complaint, because I'm asking specific to his complaint in the context of this discussion you are having with the evidence leader, that he says he stepped on people's toes but he thinks it's because he was making these busts and therefore stepping on people's toes. And then I'm adding that in addition to that, he laid complaints against certain officers, and those were delivered to you.
To me?
Yes. I think he was asked a specific question. Was Brigadier Nyuswa aware of this? And he said, yes, he would have been aware of these complaints. And if you say you never became aware.
No, I know, sorry to come interject you. There were complaints that were brought to my office, and there were investigations that were done. And there were people that were charged. Remember, the investigation, it would be assigned to the disciplinary investigator, and he will say, this so and so and so and so must be charged. And I remember that warrant officer, the female warrant officer, there was also warrant officer, I mean, he's now a captain retired, I think Freeze was also charged to those complaints.
So are you saying the complaints that Warrant Officer Sander testified to as having been fired, that you acted on all of those? Is it your evidence?
Yes. Did he send them to me, or it came through the channels? Because I would receive something from Colonel Jacob, and then also report to the provincial head, and then the functionaries would be appointed to investigate.
Yes. I think he was asked a specific question. Did Brigadier Nyuswa become aware of these complaints? And his answer was yes, he did become aware of them.
I don't remember receiving anything direct from him.
Okay. Thank you.
It would have been, he submitted it to Sabia, I think he was a captain at the time, or Sabia, and then from there, he said that you became aware of the
And then we
of the
had
complaints.
paragraph
But
13
there is
saga.
no complaint that came to my office, and we did not act on it.
Okay. Now, you
say paragraph?
13.
Okay. He was not someone who consulted when he made decisions. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
So it's really the person, not necessarily the organization and the structure that is problematic. It is that you have that kind of person in the position.
Yes, and I think other colleagues from my province in the DPCI can concur with me.
Thank you.
Brigadier, my concern is about you. You did not even ask for a reason. I understand that General Senona makes his own decisions. He does not consult. But Sender comes to you and says, I want to go back. You communicate his request to General Senona. General Senona says, no, he must go to the economic crime section. You don't ask why, because he's more effective at SANA. So this is on you, because you were asked, do you know why? And sitting here today, you don't know, you don't have a reason, which means you did not even inquire for yourself so that you are informed and you are aware what the reasons are. You just accepted that a decision was made and you left it there.
Commissioner, as I have stated in paragraph 13 of page 4 of my statement, it's very difficult to engage with someone whom you know you're not going to win.
No, but you did not even try. See, that's my concern. A request was made to you.
Yes.
You passed it on to General Senona. He makes a decision which is contrary to the request. Now, if you had to give feedback to Sender, and he asked you, what is the reason? You would have nothing to say to him because you did not make the inquiry. And that's really my concern.
I hear.
And Commissioner Baloy's point, people in your leadership, without being insubordinate, just to understand the reason for the decision, making those inquiries is important.